Awesome. Well, I'm excited to have Andrew Long with me. So he's here, the Mr. Andrew Long, to kind of share his testimony after working with us. And so let's just jump right into it. So before you started working with us, I believe you had just finished up your role with a really notable organization. I believe you were up there, pretty much the vice president of marketing there. And I know that you just had left that organization and you were looking for a new opportunity. And I think, you were having some challenges with your job search. I think you were about maybe 4 months in, but once we started working together, it was really exciting to see some of your results. So really just here to share your story and hear directly from you, the Andrew Long, about how he ended up into his awesome opportunity. So I guess we'll just start with the first question here. What was your situation before you started working with us?
Yeah, so, I was laid off by my company, and I think I felt like it was gonna be everybody was talking about how hot the job market was, so I was pretty confident that I was gonna find something, and, even in my old company hired an agency that's supposed to help you, navigate that process, and so I had reached out to them, and obviously I had lots of, contacts, and everybody's got an opinion on, the best way to do things. And so I was trying to work everybody and working LinkedIn and all of this. And, we got a call. I think I got a LinkedIn message from you one day and through a mutual friend. And, um, really it was, I was just sort of rudderless because I didn't have a process. I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing other than trying to find a job, and so I felt like I was working every day, but didn't feel like I was getting any results, so I was pretty frustrated, and I was looking for I guess I was really looking for a process that could help me every day know what I should be doing, uh, to take steps towards finding the next role.
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of folks who we work with typically will come to us and they're having some of those same challenges and issues. And when it comes to their job search, as you know, the job search game has really changed dramatically over the past couple of decades or so. And really exciting, rewarding when you're able to work with clients and help them kind of navigate through that and put together some type of process. So that's awesome that we were actually able to connect. So, which actually leads me into my next question is what were the tangible results you were able to achieve after working with us?
Well, so, I was skeptical. I don't know if you'll recall, Chooks, but I had lots of
I do.
questions, and I was pushing on you, and you basically said, "Look, if you do everything we ask you to do, and you put it all together, we'll have you a job in 90 days." And 90 days was when my severance ran out, and so I said,
Yeah.
"Buddy, you got a deal." And so, that's what I did. And so you know, pretty immediately, I think the tangible things that came out of it were I had a really good understanding of what I was good at, and that helped crystallize why I wanted to do the next thing and what I would be doing and sort of what I was looking for and how to sell myself, because I knew all the experiences that I had, but I was struggling to sort of come up with the story of what how I would weave it all together when I got somebody on the phone. So I think that was the first thing, was to really figure out what is my number one thing that makes me me and stands out versus the others. So I felt like I identified that, which was important. And obviously I feel like my LinkedIn page quality went up quite a bit. I got comments on it. My resume was more impactful, better format. So some of the basic foundational elements, I think, really took a couple notches up, and I think also understanding the process and who you're talking to. I mean, I'm very a thoughtful person, and so having step by steps and having when you're talking to this person, keep in mind this is what you're trying. What I mean, so having
Yeah.
sort of a clarified, um, sort of formulaic approach of what we're trying to do really helped me in my day to day.
Yeah, and that's awesome, and then at the end of the day, you got a job. So which
Did
is
within
which
90
is
days.
I know, I
Yeah.
know, I know. I wanna say it was maybe, what, 70 or 80 days, maybe, I don't know, when we
Yeah.
first actually started jumping
There.
into it, yeah. So Very impressive, and I'm super proud of you. I'm just seeing how you went about this, and you were a trooper, and it was just amazing to see your. And I told you, I remember that you were definitely asking a lot of questions. And I was like, okay, the pressure is on now. And being a former recruiter, I'm used to that pressure because we would have to have a job filled within 30 to 60 days. That was our thing. But I give the whole job search a little bit more runway because it's definitely on a different level. But it was awesome to see that, just to see you. I was like, okay, look, if you do the work, you're going to see the result. And you did. I mean, you showed up. You did it. You showed up on our calls and you showed up on our consulting one-on-ones. And it was just awesome to see just kind of your transformation and process through that and just making that happen. And so that's awesome. So thank you for trusting us. I really appreciate that. And so the last question I do have is, what advice would you give someone who considers working with us? Maybe they're on the fence and they're kind of like, I don't know. I mean, you were on the fence. I mean, so what advice would you give someone who considers working with us?
So my advice would be, um, if you're in a situation where you're kind of, I use the term rudderless, and you're sort of just floating, and you feel like you've checked all the boxes. I mean, I'm a marketing person, so the fact that I was struggling to market myself
Yeah.
was incredibly frustrating. But it oftentimes can be the hardest, I think,
Mm.
thing to do. I don't like talking about myself. I don't like putting all that stuff together. So,
Yeah.
um, I didn't have a day to day sort of what should I be doing, and I didn't have maybe the real granular context for what recruiters are looking for and sort of how to work around some of that. And so I think that was helpful. But I think really, it sounds kind of silly maybe, but I think the most beneficial things was the process, the
Mm.
positivity, which is a mindset thing. And so to have like an advisor, which I would call Chooks in this regard. So to have somebody that's, you know, a uh gets back to you quickly, has the conference calls, and they're very small, intimate groups, and you can ask your questions and talk through things and prep for interviews. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I think just um, having sort of a buddy in the process goes a long way, and
Yeah.
and having somebody to help you stay positive, because that may be the hardest part about trying to find a job, is just riding those waves of, "Oh my gosh, I have 6 calls today," versus, "Oh my gosh, I have no calls today."
Yeah.
How do you sorta keep it rolling? Even when it's going really good, you gotta keep it going because you don't know what the next day's in store. And so, I think from a mindset standpoint, a process standpoint, and then advice getting down towards the end on how to navigate some of it was all really, really valuable.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, that well said. I mean, I couldn't have said it even better. I mean, that is so good. And I like what you said earlier in the beginning too, in terms of, the marketing piece. You're a marketing guy, but you were having a hard time, marketing yourself. And I hear that often from very high level marketers. And, you're good at marketing products, but when it comes to you, the product, marketing yourself to a job, it's a little bit different, and it is, could be somewhat challenging because, like you said, many people don't, like talking about themselves, because you don't want to come off arrogant and things like that. And I totally understand that. So you did a great job just going through the process, and then here you are. I mean, just it's absolutely amazing just to kind of see your story and kind of where you landed, and you have an amazing opportunity too, by the way. So so that's really, really good. So awesome. Well, Andrew, it was a pleasure working with you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for even putting the pressure on us to make sure to help you make sure you get there. So I really, really enjoyed that. And it was just so much fun working with you and just seeing you go through the whole entire process. So as you know, you're with us for life. If you ever need help again, come on back. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chooks. I'm gainfully employed and happy to be back amongst the employed. Really appreciate all your help along the way. So I really do appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.